Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Play AI War Fleet Command. The beginner walkthrough difficulty 5 rolls on. We're here in Usmar trying to make this our 4th system. We've hacked the design backup server, and we need to take out this missile guard post. That's really the only new thing to show in this system. The rest of it we've already seen before, so it'll be done off screen. Now I've moved our fleet in here, and I've split it up, because the missile guard post has bonuses against several things, including our polycrystal ships. So all of our bombers are over here. And I'm not going to use them or the starship bombers or the raid starships. Those all are things that this has a bonus against. You can see how far away this is. Like, it's shooting at us from like a third, maybe even half away across the system. The missile guard post has a 30,000 range. So I've been moving slowly, like at whatever speed everybody wants to do, to get into position. But now I'm going to ramp that up and just say, look, get over there and attack. Because there's no point waiting for the slow ships to get the fast ones over there and do some damage. They'll take a little bit more fire, but they'll be able to get off more shots. And we're just using the numbers that we've got here to the best advantage we can. So, of course, the Raptors are going to go in first. There we go, and they're ticking everybody off, and they're taking fire. But there they go. They're moving out of range, and they're taking out all these support ships around them while everybody else comes in. There we go, and now everybody's going to advance again. And go after the guard post itself. And the guard post itself is not... It doesn't take that long to take it out. There it goes. It's just a matter of getting to it because of how long of range it has. So that's the thing with the missile guard posts. And now, all that's left is empty out all the rest of the resistance in this system. Shouldn't take long. And get ourselves set up again. They had a little bit more ships around the command station in Usmar than the other systems. Not much. It wasn't too much of an issue. We were able to take it out. We're getting defenses set up. They're pretty much all in place, ready to build, except for one problem. We've got 3 wormholes that I want to deal with here. And we've been putting 10 tractor beam turrets around each one. We only have 16 total left. What's going on here? Well, these and mines and some other things have a galactic cap, not a cap per planet. And so we can only build so many of these. We either have to find another way of doing things, or we need to unlock the next tier, which is what I would prefer to do. So we need to go do some research. We need to find our science lab, and that provides a decent opportunity to talk about these down here. These buttons just show all your buildings of a specific type anywhere in the galaxy, and now that we've got a few systems, maybe we're going to forget where our science lab is at. Well, these are the science labs, or we could look at we've got remains rebuilders that are in there. All of our engineers are in here. These are our command stations, and so on. But right now we want the science. It's in Esmeti, and we just click on it. There we go. So here's where that's sitting. And we want to research more tractor beam turrets. Mark II tractor beam turrets give us 750, and each one of those can tractor 75 ships at longer range, so they are more than twice as good individually. We could probably only put 4 to 5 of those and get the effectiveness of 10 of the original ones, so we're definitely going to grab that. And while we're at it, the scouting initiative that we're going to be doing soon, well, we need more scouts for that also. We just don't have enough. So if we flip over here, for only 500, we can get the Mark II scout drones, 20 more of those improved versions. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're actually also going to get the Mark IIIs, which is 30 more of an even better scout. Because we're going to want to do a whole bunch of scouting, and we're going to need all of these to make that happen. So we're going to go ahead and punch that. And that takes us down to 1,600 or so. We've still got more to get from Osmati, more knowledge to get from Usmar. So we got plenty of more knowledge to gather and a little bit of spare. And it's time to get those new tractor beams in place. So the new tractor beams are in place. We have almost 90 of the Mark IIs remaining. All of that is doing just fine. We're back at the homeworld of Darkvin, and I've set up a second space dock. We can build up to like 20 of these things, so that's plenty. Now, this one is still building all of our normal fleet ships. We've got the Starship Constructor doing the loop of all of our starships. And then this one is going to do a loop of all of our scouts. And I've added the scouts in there, Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. And we can build 10, 18, and 30. So altogether, we can have 58 scouts. And that'll allow us to be able to have vision on a pretty sizable amount of an 80-planet galaxy. Now, the other thing we should notice here is there's this Mark 4 line. And we can't research, but there is a way that we will get to later to build Mark IV ships. The catch is, notice that this is unlocked. You have to research Mark II and Mark III of something before you can build the Mark IV. So for that reason, it is not necessarily best to spread out your research among everything, but rather to focus it on specific types, because you're not going to be able to research up to Mark III of everything and then get the Mark IV options. So you want to pick which ones you want to go there with, and it's definitely going to be, scouts are going to be one of them for us. I'm sure we'll get bombers. I'm probably going to want to get raptors, and we'll see what else, if anything else, if we have the knowledge for it. That's later. So right now we want to build up all of these scouts. And it's just going to cycle through them. This will take not too terribly long. And you can set them to do the auto explore thing or whatever if you like. But I prefer to send them out in a group. And this is going to be a massive scouting expedition, and I'm not going to show every bit of it or close to every bit of it. But we're just going to send these in a group, and I'm going to show the general way that I do this. And then we'll see the results at the end. So, where do we want to go? Well, we want to, first of all, let's find everything that's bordering one of our planets. We've already been there. So let's go here. And whoops. See, I didn't do the group move. Let's do the group move and not be dumb. Yep, and they're going to get shot at. They go to the edge. And because they're more expendable, what I generally like to do when I've gotten to a new system is just, okay, there is one Scout 1 left. I'll pick the Scout 1s if there are any, or then the Scout 2s if there are any, and move them off to a separate location so that they stay here. And then I'll send everything else to the next system. So, like that. And now I'm going to have one that, this one's going to stay here, everything else is going to go somewhere else. And let's see, from here, it'll probably work our way around this way. And I'm just going to stick with this until we know what's at all the systems bordering us. And then I'll do the rest of the scouting effort off screen. And there's some strange buildings here. We'll eventually get to those. I'm just not too terribly concerned about it yet. Yep, that's a Scout 2. All of our Scout 1s are gone, of course. And onwards we go. Oh, that sounds like an ion cannon. Isn't that lovely? And only Scout 3's left. Let's take that one that's like barely alive. And these are probably not going to survive, but I'll try to send them on. See, this is where our 2 threat happens to be at the moment. Oh, we did get some to survive. And that's the last system that we need to get to. That is adjacent to ours and going to be on alert. Yep, we got in there, but then everything went black because it was blown up. Okay, so now we have this ring. We know a lot more than we did before. We've got Icus. This is a Mark II planet, and it doesn't have anything particularly special on it. It's got a few guard posts, some force field generators. Tusorib, 3 force field generators, a few guard posts, also Mark II. It's pretty rich in metal, if we cared about that too much. We're doing really good on metal right now, but that might be an important concern later. Murdsy, and that has something special indeed. Actually, a couple special things indeed. Let's take a closer look at this. Is going to be an important one. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have to take it. Here's why. Let's take a look around the right side. Core shield generator A prime. There it is. Which is underneath a force field, which is by a needler guard post. Okay, that's a different kind of guard post. We'll get to that later. But that doesn't matter because it's got the invincibility. You got to destroy the planet. Now, it says at the bottom, the A-prime shield generators are linked into a very strong network. All but one of them must be destroyed before the last generator will self-destruct. So we can only leave one A-prime generator up in the entire galaxy. And we're probably not going to do that. We're probably just going to take them all. This over here is why. This is an advanced research station. Vault of Advanced AI Technology. Capture to gain a new ship type for your team to build at space docks, as well as 500 bonus knowledge. You can't destroy them, but if it dies sometimes after you capture it, you won't lose the tech you gained from it. And these also can produce 6 knowledge. They are actually science labs, only souped up versions of them. We capture these when we capture the planet. Those are very much worth having. A new ship type and bonus knowledge. Yeah, we're definitely going to be taking this. This is going to be a priority target, which we're going to signify by giving it a P7. There we go. So that we know we're going to want that. Okay, now we've got another Mark III planet. Aegitus now. So we've got force field generators. It's got an ion cannon. And didn't really look too closely at those. Let's go examine an ion cannon. Right there. This is a Mark I. You see by the 1 on it. Okay, advanced weapon insta-kills most Mark I ships and many ships with no Mark level at all. Can't fire upon ships immune to insta-kill, which is largely just starships. It can fire 4 at a time. The attack rating is only 2, but it's multiplied by 4 at once. So even the low-level ones can wreak havoc on your fleet ships. Now, aside from that, a Mark III planet with 100 ships, we'll need to watch this thing. Nothing else there that's particularly special. Over here, we've got Yeba. It has a Barracks. It's a Mark II planet, so the Barracks is the main thing to see here. Now, this one actually isn't bordering us, but we scouted it. Let's take a look at it anyway. Barracks, and it says 204. Built by the AI to contain ships for major operations. Each barracks contains up to 1,200 ships that will come active when the barracks is attacked or destroyed, or when the planet of the barracks no longer belongs to the AI. If the AI needs to store additional ships and the planet already has a barracks, it builds carriers instead. So this is a low-level, we're going to put a bunch of ships together in one place type of deal. So attacking this planet means eventually 204 ships are coming out of this. You want to be ready for that. Over here, Fedar, we got a few force field generators, and we have a fortress. So this thing will be very fun to attack for that purpose. Here's our fortress. It's going to heal nearby ships, and it usually sits around by the command station. This is a Mark III fortress. Okay, extremely large, powerful, immobile defensive structure, repairs all nearby ships. You look at its attack multipliers. It doesn't do darn thing against polycrystal or scouts. The key to these is you want to attack them with bombers. And if they have an anti-bomber thing nearby, help you. But if you look at the attack, it's a flame wave, which does 2,000 damage and fires 50 times every 6 seconds. That's fun. Also fun is 1.8 million health. So this thing's like taking down several force fields at once. Fortresses are definitely very valuable defensive structure. You don't capture them if you take the planet, so I can't just blow up the command station. These are going to be interesting. We could take it down. I mean, we could build up enough fleet to do that. That's not a problem. I think our current fleet could do it. But we really don't have a desire to do that. Like, why would we attack this if we don't have to? So we may very well look to just leave that there. And then there's only one Mark III planet that we're bordering, which makes it a bit interesting. That's over here. Eodathera has another ion cannon, and it's got, you know, Mark III guard posts because it's a Mark III planet. About 59 ships. So this one is going to be a bit of a threat. We're going to be worried about them attacking Usmar from here. But I don't see any compelling reason why we need to go take that out either. So that's where we sit with the current things that are surrounding us. Let's see what happens when I rebuild my scouts a few times and explore further. Okay, so here we are some while later. And you can see we've explored a bunch. And we haven't used up all of our scouts. But we still have to stop here because we can't get any more through. And I'm going to show that in a bit. Now, a couple things about this. One, we did have another attack, another wave from the AI, and that came in at Ausmity. And they brought in 88, 90, something like that, armor ship. And our turrets actually, the tractor beam turrets were getting hit and we weren't killing them soon enough. I had to use our fleet to reinforce there. So we're definitely going to want to improve our defenses. But I didn't bother with doing that or showing that because it wasn't really anything new beyond what we've already seen. Basic ship-to-ship combat. We threw in a bunch of ships. We blew them up. Now you can see out here I've put, on some of these, I've put new priority numbers. We got like P2s here. This one was already on there, P7. We've got a couple P5s and 6s. And I'm going to show what all of those are next time. Unfortunately, we would be going a little bit long on this episode if I went to all that explanation here. But I did want to show with the scouting why I had to stop here. Now, if you look at how far out we've gone, like this is 6 hops away from our homeworld, or 5 from the buffer zone. And let's see, this one would be 6, 7, 6, 6 over here. These are 5, but the problem is they have to go through a really strong planet, this Mark IV one there, Idesis. And the general reason why I've stopped is pretty much it's really hard to get through, if not impossible to get through any further without getting blown up. So we need a new staging point. Let me just demonstrate with a quick effort here. At first, we'd get 4 or 5 more scouts in a run out at new systems, and we get quite a few. And then it would be 3, and then it would be 2, and pretty soon it was down to nothing. And reducing our total number. And we're continuing to have this space stock build up all of our scouts, so that's not a problem. And there, see, we've got 25. And I've been using group 0 for those. Now, if we just say, say we wanted to try to get through here. So let's just do that once. And let them take off. Just follow them along, and they're going to go to Smar first. See our science lab there. And this is the Mark III planet that's right next to our territory. We've talked about that before. You see we're down to 18. See, we've got this, all kinds of stuff being shot at us. And we lost what? Yeah, we lost the majority of our scouts just getting through that system. And then we go on to here, and this is the big Mark IV planet. And we actually got through, because I tried getting through here once before and we didn't quite make it. But as you can see, we still don't have a picket here. We did learn about this system, and it's got a fortress that's Mark III, so yay! But, you know, they blew up there. I wouldn't have been able to go any further. Might be able to get this one, but even so, I wouldn't be able to have a picket. And I want to try to have a picket at all, if not all, the planets. This one doesn't have one. Could have put one there. But the point is, we've done most of what we can. To get further, we need a new staging area. Somewhere further into the galaxy that we can build and launch scouts from to push out further. So really at this point, there's very little more we can do without expanding more. And so that'll be the subject of the next update episode. We'll be looking at some of the details of some of these systems, specifically the ones that I've marked with the priorities. What's there? What's sort of going to be our strategic plan? Which systems we want to go after? Which systems we want to ignore? And then what are we sure we want to take before we do more scouting? All of that fun stuff. So that'll be coming up next time. Thanks for watching. And AI War Fleet Command will continue as we gradually make what incursions we can into the rest of the galaxy and try to push the AI back in some areas.